Before we had smartphones in our pockets, finding someone online was like venturing into a new, uncharted digital wilderness. It all started in the late 1990s with chat rooms and very basic websites. These weren't sleek platforms designed for romance. They were simple, text-based spaces where strangers from all over could talk about anything. Finding a date was more of an accident than a goal. You'd log on, pick a screen name, something cool like C8 Airboy 92, and just start typing. You had to describe yourself, your hobbies, and your dreams using only words, hoping someone interesting would notice your message among the scrolling chaos. It was slow, a bit clunky, and you never really knew who was on the other side. Then came the first real dating websites like Match.com, which launched way back in 1995. This was a game changer. Suddenly, there was a dedicated place online for people who were serious about finding a relationship. You had to create a detailed profile answering dozens of questions about your personality, what you wanted in a partner, and your life goals. It felt like filling out a very long job application, but for your heart. The idea was that by providing all this information, the website's computer system could find your perfect match based on compatibility. It was a more structured, intentional way to date online, a major step up from the free-for-all of chat rooms. These early websites required patience. You couldn't just quickly swipe through faces, you had to read long profiles and carefully write messages. It was a thoughtful process. You'd spend time crafting the perfect opening line, hoping to get a response. Sometimes you'd wait days or even weeks to hear back. The whole experience was built around the desktop computer, meaning your dating life was tethered to your desk at home. This era of online dating was defined by deliberate effort and the hope that a carefully constructed profile would lead you to someone special, even if it took a lot of time and a little bit of dial-up modem noise. The shift from anonymous chat rooms to profile-based websites marked a huge change in how people viewed online dating. It went from a niche, slightly weird hobby to a legitimate way for busy adults to meet people. These platforms made it possible to connect with individuals outside your immediate social circle, expanding the dating pool in a way that was previously unimaginable. You could meet a teacher from the next town over or a lawyer from across the country. It was the beginning of a revolution, setting the stage for the even bigger changes that were just around the corner, waiting for technology to catch up with our desire for connection. The arrival of the smartphone completely transformed our lives, and our love lives were no exception. Around 2012, a new kind of dating app emerged that was built for the phone first. Tinder was the leader of this new wave, and it introduced a concept that would define an entire decade of dating: the swipe. Suddenly, the long profiles and lengthy questionnaires were gone. In their place was a simple, addictive system. You saw a picture, a name, and maybe a short bio. If you were interested, you swiped right. If not, you swiped left. If two people both swiped right on each other, it was a match and you could start chatting. This swipe-based model made online dating faster, more accessible, and honestly, it started to feel more like a game. You could do it anywhere, on your lunch break, waiting for the bus, or even while watching TV. Apps like Tinder and later Bumble, which empowered women to make the first move, brought online dating to a whole new generation. It became less of a last resort and more of the default way young people met. The focus shifted from deep compatibility metrics to immediate physical attraction and quick first impressions. This created a massive pool of users, making it easier than ever to find people nearby who were also looking to connect. However, this new convenience came with its own set of problems. The endless stream of potential matches led to a phenomenon known as dating burnout. People felt overwhelmed by the sheer number of choices and exhausted by the repetitive cycle of swiping, matching, and having the same small-talk conversations over and over. "Hey, how's your week going?" became the universal, uninspired opening line. Many of these chats fizzled out before they could ever lead to a real-life date. The gamified nature of swiping made it easy to forget that there were real people with real feelings behind each profile, turning dating into a disposable experience for some. Despite the downsides, the swipe revolution fundamentally changed social norms around meeting partners. It became completely normal to say, "We met on Hinge" or "We matched on Bumble." These apps broke down geographical barriers and made it possible for people to find love, hookups, or friendships on their own terms. They put the power of choice directly into the hands of the user, offering a seemingly infinite menu of romantic possibilities right at their fingertips. This era normalized digital matchmaking and created the massive user base that would become the perfect testing ground for the next big thing in dating. artificial intelligence. Just as we were getting used to the swiping routine, technology took another leap forward. Now, artificial intelligence, or AI, is quietly working behind the scenes to reshape our dating app experiences. This isn't the stuff of science fiction movies. It's smart technology designed to solve the very problems that the swipe era created, like dating fatigue and endless, meaningless conversations. Major platforms like Tinder and Hinge are using sophisticated AI to go beyond simple location and age filters. They analyze your behavior, who you swipe right on, who you talk to, and even the style of your conversations, to learn what you truly want in a partner, sometimes better than you know yourself. One of the most exciting ways AI is helping is by improving the quality of matches. Instead of just showing you a random assortment of people, apps are using AI to curate a list of highly compatible profiles. Bumble's For You feature, for example, uses AI to handpick a few potential matches each day that it thinks you'll genuinely like. Hinge is developing an even more advanced algorithm that focuses on user values and feedback to make more precise recommendations. The goal is to move from quantity to quality, helping you spend less time swiping on strangers and more time talking to people you might actually build a real connection with. AI is also being used as a personal dating coach and conversation starter. For those of us who struggle with that first message, AI tools can suggest clever opening lines or even help craft replies that keep the chat flowing. Startups like Riz are built entirely around this idea, acting as your witty assistant to help you sound more charming. Furthermore, AI is making dating apps safer. Bumble uses an AI private detector to automatically blur unsolicited nude photos, while Tinder has a feature that scans messages for harmful language and asks the sender, "Are you sure?" before they hit send. These tools are designed to protect users from harassment and create a more respectful environment. Of course, the rise of AI in dating brings up some important questions and concerns. The biggest one is privacy. For these AI systems to work, they need our data, our photos, our private conversations, our location, and our deepest preferences. Many people are understandably worried about how this sensitive information is being used, stored, and protected, especially since some apps have been found to share or sell user data. There's also the question of authenticity. If you're using an AI to help you write messages, are you really being yourself, and how do you know if the person you're talking to isn't doing the same? It creates a strange new dynamic where our search for genuine human connection is mediated by machines. As we stand here in 2025, the world of online dating is at another major turning point. The initial excitement of AI is being met with a mix of hope and caution. On one hand, people are thrilled by the possibility of AI finally cracking the code of compatibility and helping them find their perfect person. The promise of smarter matches, safer interactions, and an end to dating burnout is incredibly appealing. Many users are tired of the old way of doing things and are open to letting technology guide them toward more meaningful connections. For them, an AI dating coach or a highly curated match list feels like a welcome upgrade to a frustrating process. On the other hand, there's a growing sense of weariness and skepticism. The more we rely on AI to craft our profiles and guide our conversations, the more we risk losing the very thing we're looking for, genuine human interaction. Some people are pushing back against the digital world, seeking out real-life connections at singles events, running clubs, or just by striking up conversations in the wild. They worry that dating is becoming too optimized and inauthentic, a series of data points rather than a messy, beautiful human experience. The fear is that we might be outsourcing our personalities and letting algorithms make decisions that our hearts should be making. Looking ahead, the future of dating will likely involve a delicate balance between technology and humanity. We can expect AI to become even more integrated into our dating lives. Perhaps AI assistants will be able to schedule dates for us, or even conduct initial vibe checks with other AI clones to see if two people are compatible before they ever speak. These advanced features will probably come at a price, as dating companies look to monetize their AI investments through premium subscriptions. This could create a two-tiered dating world, a more efficient AI-enhanced experience for those who can afford it, and the classic swiping model for everyone else. Ultimately, no matter how advanced the technology gets, it can never replace the magic of real-world chemistry. An algorithm can introduce you to someone, but it can't replicate the feeling of laughing at the same joke, the comfort of a shared silence, or the spark you feel when you meet someone in person. The best-case scenario is that AI becomes a powerful tool that augments rather than replaces our own judgment. It can help us navigate the vast digital dating pool more efficiently and safely, but the final most important step, building a real lasting connection, will always be up to us.